non-financial debt concept, if you don't know, as simple is you go for odd man out, right? So treasury bills is related to the government, okay? Housing loans owned by households and the amount outstanding on the credit card, this is related to the citizens. इन दोनों में से एक चूज करो 50-50 में से, you can mark either B or C. And then also logic will fail and answer is D. What is the WTO agreement on services? What is the name of WTO agreement on services? It's GATS, WTO General Agreement of Trade in Services. Some West Texas Intermediate, again it was in use with respect to the crude oil. Then with reference to the foreign direct investment, which of the following are considered as major characteristics? Again, investment through capital instruments, which is fine, essentially in listed company. So is FDI is there only in the listed companies? It can be in the unlisted companies also, right? It is largely non-debt creating capital flow. Okay, this, if you have the knowledge, you know that this would correct, right? It is non-debt creating. Okay. Then investment which involves debt servicing, again a common sense based elimination. कोई भी इन्वेस्टमेंट ऐसे क्यों कंपनी में करेगा कि उसका डेट सर्विस करने के लिए, ठीक है? इफ समवन इज इन्वेस्टिंग इनटू द कंपनी, ही विल लुक फॉर द कंपनी विच इज हेल्दियर, ठीक है? ही वोंट गो टू इन्वेस्ट इन अ कंपनी विच इज पेइंग द इंटरेस्ट रेट, और जिस पे बहुत ज्यादा डेट है, ठीक है? देन इन्वेस्टमेंट मेड बाय फॉरेन इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स इन government securities, again this is not the FDI, this is FII. Based upon that, with reference to international trade at present, again I think UPSC has removed this question. UPSC hasn't given the answer of this, ठीक है? ये question UPSC ने cancel कर दिया है. हाँ, वो नहीं पता, वो नहीं बताया उन्होंने क्या गया. दे आर जस्ट गिवन द मार्क्स ऐसे, वो नहीं पता क्या होता है उनका, ठीक है? देन टर्म वेस्ट टेक्सास इंटरमीडिएट, अगेन इट वाज इन यूज विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द क्रूड ऑयल. ये करंट अफेयर्स बेस्ड क्वेश्चन था. इन कंटेक्स्ट ऑफ इंडियन इकोनॉमी, नॉन फाइनेंशियल डेट इंक्लूड्स विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग, ठीक है? अगेन यहाँ पे non-financial debt concept, if you don't know, okay, simple is you go for odd man out, right? So treasury bills is related to the government, okay? Housing loans owned by households and the amount outstanding on the credit card, this is related to the citizens, no, right? So as per our odd man out formula, answer should be either 1 and 2 or 3 only, ठीक है? So you have both, so you choose one of these two, ठीक है? तो इन दोनों में से एक चूज करो 50-50 में से, you can mark either B or C. And then also logic will fail and answer is D. So ये क्वेश्चन ही बनाया था रॉन्ग करने के लिए, but that is fine. We won't move away from our simple elimination technique, ठीक है? So the answer that they have given is 1, 2, 3. Okay? Basically non-financial debt is a concept where debt is created by the non-financial entity. Okay, who are the financial entities? So financial entities are banks, no? So or आपके cooperative banks, ठीक है, microfinance institutions, those. So, any entity other than the financial entity, if they have created that debt, it is called as the non-financial debt. So this is treasury bills are created by government, and these two are created by households. So these are the example of non-financial debt. Again, no logic is applicable. You simply go with one of these two. Like fine, you get it wrong. What was the number of question where we got the elimination technique wrong? Yes. What? Huh? 7. Elimination failure. 6th. So this is the 6th question where elimination technique has failed. ठीक है? So in India, why some nuclear reactors kept under IAEA safeguards? Again, IAEA safeguard question was there in 2019 or 18. हमने किया है ना? Right? Again, if you see, based upon that, you should have read about this. But even with your basic knowledge, you could have solved this paper. Okay, some use uranium and others use thorium. Even if you have the basic understanding of India's nuclear program, okay, all the nuclear power projects use the uranium. Okay, this is eliminated. And then third, some are operated by foreign enterprises. It's simple है कि there is a complete monopoly of government with respect to nuclear energy, right? Is there any foreign entity who is working with or who is operating the nuclear power project in India? Yes. नहीं है ना? Yes, wrong. Some are state-owned, other are privately owned. Again, like I mentioned, nuclear energy is completely monopoly of state. मतलब government overall. Now, so there is no privately owned. This is also eliminated. So this, yeah, so this is again application of the basic knowledge to eliminate. Then trade-related investment measures. Which of the following are correct? Again, this should be the with respect to the WTO. This should also be the knowledge-based question. They apply to the investment measures related to the trade in both goods and services. So this is your elimination. Okay, TRIMS is not related to the trades in services. Okay. It is only related to trade in goods. Okay. And if as they are only related to the trade in goods, automatically they are not concerned with regulation of investment. They are only concerned with the trade, okay, and trade barriers. They are not related or concerned about the investment. This also becomes correct. So if you eliminate 2, you will automatically get your answer as 1, 2, and 3. ये basic concept with respect to the WTO, it is given. What is the WTO agreement on services? What is the name of WTO agreement on services? Yes. It's GATS, WTO General Agreement of Trade in Services. Okay. Then again, a simple, the expansionary monetary policy. Okay. Again, the same approach, we will simplify it into liquidity terms. No. So expansionary monetary policy में क्या होता है? Liquidity increases. No. So L increases. ठीक है? So cut and optimize SLR. So SLR reduce करेंगे तो what will happen? If RBI increases SLR, yes. Reduces SLR, then banks will have more money. If banks have more money, then banks will lend more. That will increase liquidity, right? Similarly, this is against that. If they increase MSLR, MSF facility, then the liquidity will with banks will decrease. Bank के साथ decrease हो गया तो market liquidity is decrease. So these two are contradictory. तो ये दोनों तो साथ जा ही नहीं सकते. Okay, so you have to choose between cut the bank rate and repo rate. These two are cut. Now these two are complementary. This is contradictory. 1 and 3. Okay. Again, bank rate cut कर दिया, repo rate cut कर दिया तो liquidity increases. Simplify to the एकदम basic level. Once you do that with respect to the applied economics question, you will never get your questions wrong. Okay. Then with reference to the Indian economy under after 1991 economic liberalization. Okay. Again, productivity increased in urban areas while it decreased in rural areas. This is what kind of statement? Yes. Comparison. No, comparison statement we consider. Okay. Then percentage share of rural area in workforce steadily increased. Again, with respect to steady or gradual or rapid growth or decline, we consider those statements as yes, wrong. Okay, in rural areas growth in नॉन फार्म इकोनॉमी इंक्रीज्ड. अगेन अगर यहाँ पे स्टेडी इंक्रीज बोला होता तो वी वुड हैव कंसिडर्ड दैट एज रॉन्ग. रैपिड ग्रोथ बोला होता देन ऑल्सो वी वुड हैव कंसिडर्ड दैट एज रॉन्ग. बट ये जनरल स्टेटमेंट है. एंड अगेन अप्लाई द कॉमन सेंस. आफ्टर 1991 नॉन फार्म इकोनॉमी इंक्रीज हुआ है कि नहीं, इवन इन रूरल एरियाज. राइट, बिफोर 1991 you had completely agricultural rural economy. Now you have growth in non-farm economy. Again, they are not providing it in comparative terms. Right? Then growth rate in rural employment decreased. ठीक है, growth rate कहा है उन्होंने. ठीक है, so after 1991, if growth rate in employment was about 5% or 6%, ठीक है, with saturation growth rate comes down ना. Right, so when our economy was very small, okay, 500 or 600 billion, during that time our growth rate was 10-11%. But now as the growth rate or the our economy is maturing, ठीक है, और जैसे अब इंडिया का देख लो, डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज का ग्रोथ रेट कितना होता है, 8%, 9%. ठीक है, डेवलप कंट्रीज का 1%, 2%. Why? Because they have reached to the level of saturation. No, because of that. So automatically growth rate initially 5 to 6% वगैरह होगा, whatever. Then gradually it has to come down. No, with saturation the growth rate has to come down. No? Right. In rural employment decrease. Again, that is also the statement which we will consider as right based upon the logic. No. So your answer is 3 and 4. Then consider the following statements. Again, this is the comparison statement. No, comparison, short-term credit delivery, district central cooperative banks deliver more credit in comparison to scheduled commercial bank. Again, India में there is a lot of disparity with respect to the banking infrastructure. Scheduled commercial banks से ज़्यादा लोन कोई भी नहीं देता किसी भी सेक्टर को. Just remember this. ठीक है? So again, comparison we consider it as wrong. And one of the most important, again, one of the most, मतलब general statement, function of DCCB is to provide funds to the primary agricultural credit society. Okay, so this is about function, and function we consider as correct. So your answer is wrong. Okay, simple. Then India under cyber insurance for individuals, which of the following benefits are generally covered in addition to the payment of loss of funds and other benefits? Again, focus upon the word cyber insurance. So cyber insurance will cover only any kind of the cyber fraud, no, or any kind of the virus loss, etc. So cost of restoration of computer system, right? So software related, any cyber insurance will cover any software related आपका losses or any financial losses. Okay. Then cost of new computer if some miscreant willfully damages it, if proved so. So if someone breaks your laptop, can that be covered into the cyber insurance? Is that a cyber crime? No. That is a normal physical crime. That is not a cyber crime, right? So this is your malware. It is a cyber crime. Okay. Then cost of hiring specialized consultant to minimize loss in case of cyber extortion. This is also a cyber crime. You know. Then cost of defense in court of law if any third party files a suit. This is again related to the cyber crime. Now this is not a cyber crime, so it won't come in cyber insurance. No. So that is the elimination technique. So again, blindly don't go for that. Okay. 1, 3 and 4. Then which of the following can be considered as public investment in agriculture? Okay. So basically investment and public investment. Who does the public investment? That is investment by government. Okay. So again, setting up of cold storage facility. Yes. So is that the investment? Setting up of cold storage, yes. So 5 should be there, 6 should be there into your answer. एक दो तो automatically eliminate हो गए. Farm loan waivers, is that an investment? 5 shouldn't be into your answer. लास्ट के दो के कंपेयर करके ही आपका आंसर आ गया. ऑलवेज जब ऐसे 6 ऑप्शंस होते हैं या 5 ऑप्शंस होते हैं ना, यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द बॉटम. ठीक है, इनिशियली दे विल गिव यू द कंफ्यूजिंग ऑप्शंस. ठीक है, इजी है. देन मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस इज आल्सो नॉट द इन्वेस्टमेंट. कंप्यूटराइजेशन इज द इन्वेस्टमेंट. कैपिटल डेवलपमेंट इज द इन्वेस्टमेंट. अगेन फ्री इलेक्ट्रिसिटी वोंट कम एज द इन्वेस्टमेंट. Again it was easier. Then interest coverage ratio. Again, if you see, important term, interest coverage ratio, it helps in understanding the present risk of the firm that bank is going to give loan to. It helps in evaluating the emerging risk of a firm that a bank is going to give loan to. If you read those two statements collectively, you will find that these two are the complementary statement, right? If with interest coverage ratio, bank is going to go for the present risk. ठीक है, तो लोन देने से पहले वो present risk देखेगी. So if it is seeing the present risk, it also will be seeing the future risk also, ना, right? दोनों भी risk देखेगी ना bank. For giving the loan, bank will go for both future as well as the present risk. Now both the statements are complementary, so both has to be into your answers. So this one is eliminated, B is eliminated. All you have to do is think between 1 and 2. Okay, A and D. So at least you have come to the 50-50. Okay. The higher the borrowing firm's level of interest coverage ratio versus its ability to service its debt. Okay. Again, if you know the concept of the interest coverage ratio, you will know that the higher the interest coverage ratio, better its capacity to service the debt. Okay, it is the other way around. No. But at least it is 50-50 with elimination technique. That. Then, which of the following factors were affecting the price of rice in recent past? Again, recent past बोला है उन्होंने. ठीक है, अगर if they would have given any of the option, like if they would have given option 5th as war, ठीक है, that would have been incorrect. अगर उन्होंने पूछा होता affected the prices of rice any time after the independence, then war भी आ जाता. But in recent past बोला है. ठीक है. So MSP, does MSP affect the pricing of the rice and wheat? Right? ये तो पता है. Then government trading, open market operations, this is also done. Government stockpiling and consumer subsidies, both. Right? This is through the FCI, and consumer subsidies, that is your PDS and all. Right? All of them are affected. Again, value of India-Sri Lanka trade has consistently, so there is no consistent increase or decrease. There is no steady increase or decrease. There is no rapid increase or decrease in economics. It's always a zigzag pattern. Okay. This is wrong. Then textile and textile articles constitute important item of trade between India and Bangladesh. Okay. So again, we all know Bangladesh has the good textile industry, and in the last 5 years, Nepal has been largest trading 5 years. Again, data. This also is incorrect. Answer is wrong. Okay. These are all the simple eliminations. Don't even need to give the second thought. Again, G20. Yeah. So yesterday also I told you that you can get a question on NATO. No. So somebody asked me, sir, there are around 40 or 50 members in NATO. How can they ask a question? So see, this is, they have asked you on G20. There are 20 members. Still they have asked. ठीक है. So ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. यूपीएससी कैन आस्क फ्रॉम एनीथिंग। आंसर इज, इसमें मलेशिया नहीं है, ठीक है, आई थिंक ईरान तो होगा ही नहीं, एंड देन सिंगापुर नहीं।